Hi guys, this is Mr. Gore. Remember that I told you that all instruction for this academic year will be delivered to you via screencast of 5 minutes or less, so that you know exactly what you need to do when you come to class and can get started working immediately. With that idea in mind, let's go and take a look at our agenda. When you come into class tomorrow, the big question that I want you to consider is, how does the design cycle help us to solve complex problems? And the reason is that the very first step on our agenda is to conduct a review of the design cycle. And what I would like for you to do then, as you walk in the door, is to go ahead and divide up into those 5 groups that you were in on Friday, when each one of those groups defined one of the stages in the design cycle and made a graphic for it. In your group, please choose one member that will go up in front of the class and read off your definition for that stage and explain the graphic that you created. Once we've reviewed the design cycle, we're then going to put it to work in the next item, which is a group work activity in which you will design and create a freestanding bridge using the materials I give you in class. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what they are right now because I want it to be a surprise, but I'm going to give you more details about this activity in just a minute. After we've conducted the activity, you're then going to evaluate your group's product solution using questions that I'll have listed on the board for you. And then finally, you're going to self-assess against the attitudes and technology rubric that is on our Moodle page. Okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at that Moodle page so that you know exactly what and where to find that information. Okay, here's the 9th grade design technology page. If you scroll down, you'll see this item here, using the design cycle to solve problems. Under Criterion F, Attitudes and Technology, you find our rubric. Now, I've already opened it up in a separate tab so we can take a look at it, and here it is. Now, the important thing for you to know is that in our class, all of the rubrics will include a task sheet at the very top that tells you exactly what you will need to do in order to fulfill the criteria of the rubric. In this case, we've given you a description of the activity. Essentially, you will remain in the same groups that you conducted the design cycle review with last Friday. You're going to stay in those same groups. I will give you the materials for the activity, and what I want you to do is lay them out on the table. You'll discuss the materials with your group and the challenge that has been presented to you, and then each one of you will sketch out a quick design about how you think you can best go about solving the problem. Okay, so if there are 4 members in your group, each one of those members will create their own design. Once all 4 of them have finished their design, you're going to share them with your group, discuss the pros and cons of each one, and then I want you to arrive at consensus in agreement of one design that you will use to then create your product solution. Okay? Before you start creating, however, I want you to make a plan of action in which you determine the materials that you're going to use, of the ones that I give you, and the roles and responsibilities of each person in the group during the create stage. You then get to work creating it, and then we're going to evaluate it based on the following design specifications, and here they are. Your first specification: it must stand alone without any help from anyone in your group. It must be able to hold 700 milligrams of weight, and it must be able to hold that weight for at least 30 seconds. Okay? All right. Now that you have the task, go ahead and go on Moodle, take a look at the task sheet, read over the criteria below so that you know how you'll be evaluated in your attitudes and technology, and I look forward to seeing you in class tomorrow. Be prepared to get to work.